Hello, family. Welcome to another special edition of The Hub, All Things for Us with your boy, Demond Reynolds. And listen, I'm excited about this next episode. I'm extremely excited. We're going to take a dive into an organization called the Elegba Folklore Society, and they are doing some amazing work that you'll get to hear about along this journey. But also, they're having a Black Book Expo that couldn't have come at an even more critical time right now. You see, we have schools taking away our books. We have museums taking away our history. On top of that, we have a president who recently said that he wanted to remove the Black History Museum in DC, all due to rhetoric or history that doesn't align with where he thinks this country should be going. And so, family, listen, go ahead and sit down, get your popcorn ready, go ahead and relax and take a look at the amazing work, but also be ready to be impacted by the speakers, by the literature that you'll see in this next story. Family, see you soon.
An organization dedicated to renewing a connection to African culture through the arts.
So we want to keep our culture alive, because if we don't know where we come from, then we have no idea how to get where we're supposed to go.
And one of the ways Imani Bell and the Elegba Folklore Society are keeping culture alive is through the Black Book Expo, a conscious literary festival.
The books that we are celebrating and sharing with the community highlight our stories. They highlight our heroes. They highlight our spiritual practices. They highlight our biographies. As one of our presenters said earlier, now that they're trying to erase history, we have to be the custodians of our stories. And we should never rely on outside sources to tell us who we are. We have to remember who we are and share it with our generation.
One of those custodians keeping our stories alive and educating the people is author, educator, cultural historian, Anthony Browder.
But I also have to acknowledge we've been surviving for a long time.
That's right, that's right.
And it's about more than surviving, it's about thriving.
You're thriving.
And you can only thrive when you understand who you are.
I came out today because I wanted to listen to Tony Browder. Him going to Egypt and doing the excavation there, or I guess it's kind of like an anthropologist in a way. But I've been following for years.
Browder, headlining this weekend, during urgent times, reinstating a level of consciousness into people of African descent that is much needed.
What is the science behind that? Sound is vibration. Sound is vibration. So the sound vibrations. The sound emanating from this pitch travels through his ear, and it overrides the debilitating effects from the color pink coming into his eye, and it allowed him to maintain his strength so that he could keep his arm up. And when I stopped playing that sound, then the light coming from the pink into his eye took over, and he lost his muscular strength. I'm using sound and light to influence the cells in his body. That ain't magic, that's science. So the question that I have for everybody in this room is, what note did I play? What note did I play? I'm about to see messing up on this.
You play C.
It's C. It's middle C. 7 colors in the light spectrum, 7 notes in the musical scale. And every note corresponds to a sound vibration. So if I know that, I can use sound and light to change the behavior of anybody. Of anybody. So the question, thank you, Todd, I appreciate it. So the question is, what are your children listening to? What are they listening to? on their iPhones, on their CDs, right? Because that energy coming into their ears and their headset is making them act like strangers in your household. That profanity that some people call music is shifting their energy and making them act like soulless creatures, hating on each other, fighting each other, killing each other. So our oppressor doesn't mind propagating that information. As long as we are behaving in a self-destructive manner, they are safe. As long as they can keep us separated from the light, they are safe. But anything that is going to enlighten us, anything that's going to empower us, is a threat to them. That's the reality.
As people move from table to table throughout this weekend, they can expect to connect with other great minds like author Regina Ray.
My knowledge of history started as a child because I love to read. And I just found books fascinating. And what was in the books, that it can transport you to different countries, different lands. You're introduced to philosophies and just so much.
Ray says her love for books and studying the history of Egypt opened up doors she couldn't have imagined.
That's where I focus my studies in Egypt. And my books are basically about what I have learned from those studies of Egypt.
Ray says she's written 13 books in 5
So
years.
for 30 years, I carried this information in my head, and I started getting headaches. And I just randomly tell people, I need to write a book. I need to write a book. The first three I call my trilogy. Those are actually relaying information. I call it vital information for our community pertaining to our culture. And then I have children's books, learning how to read, home learning, reading practice. I have a math book, I have a coloring book, I have puzzle books, I have word find books. And so it's a matter of introducing the knowledge.
Read for yourself. Open the book, read. So much out here to read and to learn. I mean, I could live, I don't know, and never know enough.
And this ball lights up and hugs. All right, sister in the blue, let go of your right hand. No, sister in the blue. This is right there. All right, touch hands again. Yep. So what I'm demonstrating is that energy flows through everybody. And brother, let go of your right hand. You separate, you cut off the energy. Energy flows, and touch hands again. All right, energy flows through everybody. So we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We have this phenomenal power that white man will never teach you. The most churches will never teach you. They will never teach you who you are. So you have to assume the responsibility yourself, right? And so it's important for us to understand that. So I can let go of this sister's hand. Keep holding it. I can let go of this sister's hand, but touch her on her ID. And I complete the circuit. All right? So thank you all very much. So this is a simple